Yes, sir. Be up here in the ridge again. This is some of the finest mountain air and some of the finest people, and it's heating up a little bit today, isn't it?
Feels real good.
Well, it's heating up right on the stage right here. I think the Clinch Mountain Boys are really smoking, don't you think? I told my son back there a couple minutes ago, well, it's time for me to go to work. Boy, isn't this rough work? Huh? I hope that he decides to follow in my footsteps after all of this, you know, because it's really tough. Sitting around playing those good instruments all day long.
Who's sitting there?
Hanging out with many of the people that were my idols when I was a bit younger. And right now we're on the stage with the sons and daughters of the Stanley brothers right here. We have, of course, Ralph too is here. And back here we have Carter Lee Stanley holding that guitar right there, the son of Carter. Jeannie is back here too to help me with the presentation today. And we've got a feller waiting backstage here. Did he finally come there, Ralph? Did that feller that we were expecting?
Profit? No, he never ran for a profit.
He never
made it. We're just going to have to say that.
We'll have to give it to somebody else.
Well, we'll have to give it to somebody else, I guess.
You like that idea?
I'll take it.
David said he'll take it. Well, the fellow that actually is going to get the Carter Stanley guitar today has been a Clinch Mountain Boy for 10 years. Played another 6 years with Ralph. Ralph
No,
too
it's
here.
Not somebody's.
He's
These are our
from down the road a mile or two, actually about 100.
Some of them are.
He's down in Martha, Kentucky. That's where he's from. And he's not backstage, I don't think. He's right here on the stage. It's Mr. John Rigsby.
Folks, John Rigsby played with Dr. Ralph for how many years?
Oh, I spent 10 years, probably about 8.5 altogether.
Played with Dr. Ralph, sung some great harmony with him, played with Melvin Goins, now he's playing with Ralph too, and he also sung on my Baby Girl CD, which I'll give a little plug. I got some over there if y'all would like to pick one up. I'm trying to get gas money for home. But John can sing anything. He's a little bit like Alex. He can sing anything, he can play anything, he can pick anything. He's just an all-around wonderful guy to have as a member of your band. He's a man. He's a good man. If I had to take a band on the road with me, I'd want him to be one of them. And on behalf of the family of Carter Stanley and on behalf of Dr. Ralph Stanley, I'd like to give you this Carter Stanley Memorial Guitar. And if you ever play the guitar anywhere, you got to play this.
Strap and all, ain't it?
Play the tune.
What? Somebody give me a... Get in what kind of pit? We're going to put your fiddle. Well.
Don't make a liar out of me. Play beautiful.
I'd say be better for me to talk us a bit, and then my voice ain't real good, but this is truly an honor, because the first time I guess I ever heard Stanley Brothers was when I was in Blaine Elementary in about first grade.
It sounds like.
I'd probably heard them before then, but the first time I really noticed I was coming up the hall and was going to put her little book packs in the locker, and I heard this sound a coming. Thy burdens are greater than mine. And it stopped me in my tracks. And I got right by the first grade school teacher. She come out of there, and I'd stopped there to listen to that. She had a record player, and boy, she had her cranked, you know. We're supposed to put her backpacks away and then go on into the gym and get her breakfast. But I heard that singing, you know, and that just stopped me. I was standing there listening, and she flogged me right good and told me to put my books away and get in there and get my breakfast, you know. But music kept playing, and I kept walking up there to, I got out for sight, and I had to listen to that song was over. I remember, you know, the singing, what got my attention, you know. Then it come to that fiddle break, that turnaround that Chubby Anthony did on it.
Yes.
And then, as far as my memory serves me, I could, well, I mean, that's the first time I ever noticed any real bluegrass that struck me. And then come to find out, I didn't know then who it was, you know, but, you know, as I got playing music and stuff, I figured out, I learned that was the Stanley brothers. But, and my dad always had them in the pickup truck, 8-track tapes, Stanley brothers. And then I remember Ralph done a show at Blaine Elementary, and I remember too, he was just a toddler.
Yep.
Him and Ralph was out there with a volleyball. Now, this is how well I remember. They had a volleyball trying to play basketball with it.
All right.
Two was trying to shoot baskets, and he couldn't. I don't even know if he got it up to the net, you know. Then Ralph comes over there, and I'll never forget it. And he does a granny shot. I think he might have hit the rim. But that's just stuff, I don't know, it's probably crazy, but it sticks with you. You know, that's the first time I ever seen Dr. Ralph and them do a show. And of course, Curly Ray danced, and that old stage at Blaine Elementary, you know, my mom, I remember her telling, you know, she just wondered if it's going to fall through with, you know, because it wasn't used to him. I mean, he's really dancing, you know. Then there's Bill Napier that played the guitar. I learned who he was through Stanley Brothers, and I always wanted the guitar. I had an old guitar, and the string was so high on it you couldn't play it. My cousin gave it to me, and finally got it in tune, you know. And I first started playing the guitar, I'd say I was probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 or something. But I always liked the cross-picking style, and Carter never played no lead I know of on the guitar, but he, 1959, there was a man that was playing the mandolin with him by the name of Bill Napier, and Carter had him to requested that he change his guitar strings, and he changed Carter's strings, and he got fooling around with the guitar there in the back seat. And Carter wanted him just to play that lead on the guitar, so all the lead guitar playing, the first of it with the Stanley Brothers, and was by Bill Napier. Then George come on later. George was great, but Bill Napier started it by Carter's authority, so we'll have to give all that and to Carter all the credit for that. He had that smooth, I don't think there's a record that you'll find him off pitch on. I've heard everything they ever recorded. You'll never, I've said it, I've always said it. And I've told all the family that before, and I've always told Ralph too. And I always thought Carter was the greatest natural lead singer that I ever heard. I mean, he was right on the money. You don't take my word. If you can hear him hit a sharp or a flat note, I want to know about it. And I can hear it. You know, I've heard a lot of singers. There've been a lot of great ones. And him and Ralph together, you know, as Ricky said last night, they put the high lonesome sound. Excuse me, my voice is bad, but they put that high lonesome. They had a touch that none of the rest of them had that separated them. And I'm not going to say too much more here, but we'll speak the way we feel about it. And but they had that old primitive Baptist sound, you know. They had that sound, you know. They grew up with that, and they incorporated it into their music just the right way, and you know, it speaks for itself, you know. I mean, but Carter just had a voice. It was just like a cool drink of water. It was just pure, natural. You couldn't beat it, you know. There's just no way. I don't know. Let's do a little bit of Home Sweet Home.